And with St. Patrick's Day parade canceled and offices around the city closed, the streets of Chicago had a different feeling today. CBS 2's Marissa Parra set out to find out what we are and what we aren't seeing today. She joins us live at Navy Pier. Hey, Marissa.
Charlie, we're at Navy Pier, which is one of the few tourist attractions still open in the city. I know it might be hard to tell, but that Ferris wheel is moving. I had a chance to speak with some of the people that are running it. Some of them are wearing face masks, telling me they're wiping down the seats every other hour for a crowd of almost no one. This is our temporary life with the coronavirus pandemic. Chicago, a city with nearly 3 million, a ghost town. The museum campus closed. It's the new normal for the next few weeks in the wake of a pandemic. Want to see some animals? Not today. Need a new iPhone? Come back next time. All the creature comforts we usually turn to on a Saturday out of our reach.
We're kind of shocked at how much is closed.
Even more jarring, today of all days, a day Chicago takes pride in. The St. Patrick's Day parade is a tradition since 1962 that normally brings hundreds of thousands from around the world.
You'd be seeing lots of people, lots of cars, lots of people out and about having fun, yelling, lots of drunk people. You're not seeing any of that.
No hordes of people, no bright green river dye. Some determined to cling to the spirit where they could. Despite the governor's hopes that people will stay away from crowds to keep the virus from spreading, we saw several scurrying inside Rivers Casino in Des Plaines, the state's most lucrative. But they only have a day left before the casino joins one of 10 in the state to shutter their doors. In Rosemont, more open than closed, but you wouldn't know it by walking around.
Very, very slow.
Clarice People works at the theater, and last night, a Friday night when business for them is normally at its peak, she was sent home 2 hours early.
We probably had less than 5 customers yesterday.
And the Irish Pubs has its doors open, but no one's really walking through. The Illinois Restaurants Association, that restaurant revenue across the country is down between 40 to 70%. Now, one thing we just learned, this just into the newsroom, Cloudgate Plaza is closed. That, again, will be temporary, however. That's through April 12th. Both the city and the state, and you know what, on a federal level, they've reminded all of us that these measures are temporary. It's that temporary discomfort in order to help us keep those cases from spiking. Live from Navy Pier, I'm Marissa Parra with CBS 2 News. Charlie?
Some good information, Marissa. Thank you.
Overnight, enhanced coronavirus screenings procedures are causing long lines at major airports all across the country, including, of course, right here in Chicago. International travelers were shoulder to shoulder for hours waiting to get through customs at O'Hare. CBS 2's V Wynn is live outside Terminal 5 for us right now, where we could see a replay of those problems again today, huh, V?
Mike, yeah, that's right. Processing took longer than usual for passengers arriving from Europe because of the COVID-19 outbreak. Airport officials have already asked federal partners to add more staffing to meet demand. Take a look. This cell phone video shows the massive lines and crowds last night as people waited to be screened by agents with Custom and Border Protection and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Airport staff at Chicago Police even handed out water and snacks to people waiting in lines, some up to 6 hours. President Donald Trump announced earlier this week a 30-day ban on travel from European countries to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. One woman returned last night after traveling all over Europe. Emma Roos says she was most recently in Portugal and had been to France and the Netherlands. Here's what she had to say about the situation last night at O'Hare.
So it took 3 hours to get through customs. It took another 2 hours to get through the health check, and then took another hour to get through the CDC. And then all they do is they find someone to pair you with, scan your temperature real quick, ask how you feel, and then send you on your way.
Now, the governor also calling out the president last night in a tweet saying that the long lines and crowds are unacceptable and that this needs to be addressed immediately. Reporting live outside Terminal 5, V Wynn, CBS 2 News.
All right, V, thanks so much.
Governor Pritzker expressing dismay over the airport chaos. He also took another huge step toward curbing the spread of COVID-19. CBS 2's Jeremy Ross is live outside the Thompson Center tonight. Jeremy?
Well, Jim, health leaders describing the latest number of cases as growing exponentially. At this time, no reported deaths here in Illinois, and the governor is taking more aggressive measures to slow the virus.
I am ordering all bars and restaurants in the state of Illinois to close to the public as of the close of business Monday night, March 16th through March 30th. We are working with restaurant owners and food delivery services across the state to see if restaurants can safely keep their kitchens open so the restaurants can continue food delivery to people at their homes.
Now, during that 2-week period, most of those businesses will close their doors. Drive-through and curbside pickup from restaurants. The Illinois Restaurant Association supporting that decision, emphasizing the health of its workers and customers. Based on their 2018 numbers, this means temporarily closing down more than 25,000 restaurants and bars. That amounts to hundreds of thousands of jobs on hold. As for kids, CPS is giving food to any child. No questions asked. Grab and go pickup for breakfast and lunch for television for children under age 18 from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. will happen daily. Kids can go to any school building to get food. Health officials now confirming 93 cases of coronavirus in the state. They add most with the virus are recovering or recovered. That is a jump of 27. And now COVID-19 can be found in 13 counties with medical personnel issuing the warning. You should assume the virus is in your community. As for what happened at O'Hare last night, some call that a miscommunication, others a debacle.
Instead of being alerted by federal Customs and Border Patrol, my administration learned through Twitter about the unacceptable and frankly dangerous situation at O'Hare International Airport, one of the nation's and the world's busiest airports.
They have to get more personnel at Customs and Border Patrol. We don't need more ICE members. We need more screeners.
This is cell phone video showing the massive lines and crowds last night as people waited to be screened by agents at O'Hare with Customs and Border Protection and health officials. Now, the governor and mayor say the White House and vice president admitted mistakes were made and we should expect double the personnel going forward. Mayor Lightfoot saying that includes deputizing members of the Chicago Fire Department to be screeners. She added that the federal government needs to do a better job of listening to local government going forward rather than acting on its own. The next scheduled briefing for this taking place tomorrow at 2:30 in the afternoon. Live outside the Thompson Center, Jeremy Ross, CBS 2 News. Jim.
Enormous widespread impact. Thank you, Jeremy.
Of course, this city celebrates St. Patrick's Day with not one, not two, but 3 parades. All now canceled on the days they were to step off. For the official Chicago parade downtown, many events associated with it have also been called off, except for one tradition which still went on today.
Even though many Irish eyes aren't smiling, the Shannon Rovers can always brighten the mood. Not canceled today, the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade luncheon for its queens, past and present.
We've had a little bump in the road today, as you all heard.
This was to be the 65th anniversary of a Chicago Irish tradition that has always stepped off, rain or shine, showcasing this city's political atmosphere and populace. But it took a virus to create a footnote in the rich legacy of this parade. Many here took it in stride.
When you have over 120 units, we have people coming from not only all over the United States, we have people coming from Ireland. So you have to think about public safety first and foremost.
What can you do? I don't know. We want people to be safe and we don't want anyone getting sick. So it's important we're taking necessary precautions, but it's also a big letdown.
The history of the Irish, they're very strong people. They never get knocked down. They always get up and go forward and look for the best.
When you think about St. Patrick's Day, it's like the beginning of spring. Everybody's excited. You know, the snows are gone. Hopefully it's a nice spring day in March, and it just kind of revitalizes the whole city.
The big topic here, when to reschedule. A halfway to St. Patrick's Day parade in September was discussed, but still, there was disappointment.
We're a little sad. It's kind of like being a little kid saying that they just canceled Christmas.
Chicago Shannon Rovers have been leading the Chicago Parade for all of its 65 years, and they had planned to leave on Sunday to march in Dublin, Ireland's parade. But as we know, that too has been canceled.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.